Hey everybody, I thought that I would bring you along, record this while I was setting up the booth. I have to say, I was so glad to be in a place that was not blaring music. It was so refreshing. It seems like every place you go, even on the square, they have music blaring, and it makes it kind of hard, A, to enjoy yourself, and B, record. So that was really nice. So my reason for deciding to go ahead and do this booth in a local place here in town is I always have had the side hustle of setting up at vendor events, flea markets, from about March until the beginning of December. And with Missouri weather, you never know if you're going to get rained on, the wind blowing everything all over or down, or the heat being so ungodly that you just can't be out in it. And most events are outside. And if there's any inside, they're either very high priced or you just can't get into them because you're booked so far in advance, even up to a year or more, that it's hard to get into a indoor event. And I spend in a month during, the times that I'd be set up, anywhere from $50 to $75 for the booth, gas, ice in the ice chest, and food. And a lot of times they want you to bring an item to use for a door prize or a raffle. And that's something you donate. So the cost can get pretty up there. And then you have to wonder, am I going to make anything, going to sell anything to make my money back? So then you have hauling stuff, the drive, getting there. And if I'm taking the canopy, setting it up, and then of course having to have stuff to weigh it down with if I'm using the canopy, and then tables. And I'm talking many tables to set stuff up on, a chair, my ice chest, everything that I need, money to make change with. It is days of preparing and a ton of work. And then the hour it takes you to set up, and usually they only allow you like a half an hour to tear down, which is honestly a little ridiculous, but I guess they expect you to sell most of your stuff, but that's okay. Usually everything just gets swiped off the table into totes, and then I end up coming home after I catch my breath and sorting things out. But that's why I opted to do this. I don't have to worry about things getting dirty. Little kids with food on their hands grabbing a hold of something that's going to end up getting little handprints on it. Things getting knocked over, broken, and stuff from wind, or having to deal with the weather, the heat, and just generally having the extreme amount of work that goes into setting up at an event. And then some of the events I would set up at are 2 and 3 day events where I'd sleep in my car. And that can be costly because you set up and you don't want to leave your items overnight unattended. So there's that. So this has been an option that I'm kind of glad to have. And I gotta tell you, after I got done today, day 2 of setting up, I walked in and I was talking on my phone and I could hear an echo in my kitchen. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I've taken out totes. I've taken out the coffee table because I brought that up and used it because it's been under my table in the kitchen and I had stuff setting on it. So all the stuff that's been like hidden and tucked away and, you know, in odd areas has like muffled my apartment. And now that all that stuff is, as you see in the unit or in the booth, my apartment kind of echoes again. I kind of like it. So, yeah, it's nice to look and not see things tucked under my desk and see things, not stacked to the, above my bed. And I still have a ton of stuff to go through and take up. And I could not believe how much room is in a 6x6 area, guys. I was astounded by how much room is in a 6x6 area. All of these clothes on this rack, except for a few items, are all brand new returns. Like I said, to some pretty high-end shops there. Now I can't remember the brands, but it doesn't matter. Like you'll see, I'm hanging them up. And hopefully I'll see some of them go. Most of the stuff is $10, $15, $17. Some of it's a little cheaper. The Thalia Sodi evening outfit there at the end, I have 40 on it. There is a formal coming up at the school. I'm hoping that somebody spots it and decides to wear that to the formal. That would be awesome. It is very beautiful, very chic, very elegant. I would never have a place to wear it to for myself, but it is very pretty and very flattering even for someone who's a little heavier. It is an extra large, so yeah. So anyways, there's a lot of things when you're setting up hangers, little things like making sure they're all facing in towards the wall and all the clothes are facing the same way, front facing the same direction. Writing down your inventory and what price you put things at. I do have a notebook to keep track of everything I put in the booth and the cost. Everything is tagged with my booth number. A brief description of what it is, and that's the same description in my inventory notebook. And not everything in my booth is brand new, but almost everything is. I have some vintage items. I do have a bride doll. You can kind of see it there off to the side. I bought it, and I'm trying to remember why I bought it. I think I bought it on a whim because I liked it and it was calling to me, and I just was like, why? Because I never sat it up. It's been laying in the closet in a bag, and I was like, get it out, get rid of it. Anyhow, So yeah, I brought her up and put her up, and she's there. So yeah, it's all about, I have been purging, and here I with all the extra plate space, I thought I would fill it with a rack and a shelf and the and having one wall for paintings. But as you can see, there is so much room. I went ahead and got these two Ethan Allen TV trays. I have a set of 4 of them. And these were actually in my car. So I was glad they were still in my car. I took them in and set them up to use. And this morning I took down my coffee table that I had underneath my kitchen table that I was using to put stuff on, because I rearranged my living room, and the way I have it set, I don't have room for a coffee table. So anyways, yeah, I pulled one of the pink plastic tablecloth things out of one of my things there, because I had a bunch of it from one of my dumpster grab bags. And I used it, and I turned around, and I still had the tag. I had the tags made for the sheets and stuff, but I still had to put them on. And sorry about jiggling the camera there, but when I was set up, I would use blue painter's tape to put price tags on stuff, because you could pull the tag off. Because depending on where you set up, at flea markets, depends on how you price things. And here I'm getting into another tote that I had in the storage unit, full of brand new things. Single item curtains. This is what do you call it? A scarf that was in probably a dumpster grab bag. And I think I put $1 on it. They're brand new, and that's a game, like something to do with a microphone. Anyways, yeah, I literally end up with blue painter's tape stuck all over me before I'm done. Anyhow, this is pretty much what I did, and then having a hard time finding things to use as pegs. And I found that the little dowels that you buy at the Dollar Tree fits in those pegboards. So that was a great find. And depending on what you're using it for, you can wrap like rubber bands around it. And I probably should have done that before I went down there today. When I go back, I will take some of the little black rubber bands that you get at the Dollar Tree, like 100 of them in a package. I'll go get some of those and go back and wrap those rubber bands around the dowels that I cut down to size. That's what's holding the paintings up. But you see those, oh gosh, now I can't remember the name of that company. But, and there's the bird pillow. Napco ware. Those vases. And you see I have, and I do not remember leaving the blue tape on those. I'm going to have to look and see if the blue tape is still on those. If so, I'm going to have to go back and get that off. Yeah. I'm going to watch my video here in a second, see if the blue tape is still on those. So I have the booth completely set up. I have more stuff to bring. I just don't have them tagged. I've shown you some of this before. I did bring over a couple more things. And then I got all the paintings hung. I still have more to bring. It's one of my northern lights. I like this one because it got all the animals in it. That's the big swamp ponies. That's a big painting. It's a small. I know it looks funky in the camera, but it's not that color purple. Habit House. And then that's a bigger one of those. Get really close, you can see the actual color. And then back to this. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, I got a lot more stuff to bring, and I will keep you updated. Bye guys.